All right, let's break down the Notepad++ supply chain attack and see how a layered defense can stop it cold. This quote really gets to the point. Attackers aren't just breaking in anymore, they're logging in, using trusted software. Think about it. Notepad++ is a tool millions trust, but its own update mechanism was hijacked to deliver malware. And this wasn't a flaw in the code itself, it was a classic supply chain attack targeting the infrastructure. And look at this timeline. The attackers were inside for nearly 6 months before they were fully kicked out. It was so stealthy because it looked just like a normal software update. You click update and you're compromised. Okay, so how could this have been stopped? Let's look at 4 key security layers that would have worked. First up is your network gatekeeper, the Intrusion Prevention system. This is your very first line of defense. Right away, IPS would have blocked the connection to the attacker's server. Attack stopped, right there at step 1. But what if the payload gets through? That's where our behavior watcher, SONAR, comes into play. Exactly, the updater is trusted, but its behavior, dropping a weird new file, is definitely not. SONAR spots that. What's key here is that SONAR doesn't just see one bad action, it convicts the entire sequence of events. All right, layer 3 is adaptive protection. This is where we get into a real zero-trust mindset for our apps. Think about it. Why would an updater ever need to run command prompts? It doesn't, so it's blocked. Simple as that. This is all about zero prevalence. If a behavior has never, ever been seen before, it's just blocked by default. Our final layer is the unbreachable castle, application lockdown. This is all about damage control and containment. This is basically applying least privilege to the app itself, preventing it from ever being used as a pivot point. This castle concept is perfect. The app does its job, but it absolutely cannot touch the core system. So, you see how these 4 layers work together? Each one is another chance to shut the attack down completely. The big takeaway here is a move to zero trust. We can't just trust software anymore, we have to control it. So it leaves you with this question. When your trusted software is compromised, what can you actually trust?